Here we are at the shop. We got a few different things going on here. We got a tire machine and a wheel balancing station there, and a tire rack with customer tires on it. That's kind of my hole over here in the corner.
Gazing down the blacktop, eh?
Got my Venezuelan flag up for Robertino Pietri there. And this is Grant's workstation. He's a mechanic that works with us, does most of the work for the shop actually. He's the hardest working guy here. And both these lifts are his, and that's his workstation. And my partner Phil works on this lift over here, and he's got a little desk in his toolbox, but that's basically right next door to our office. And poor Phil is the unlucky bastard who sits in the office a lot.
Did I tell you that I love you? Well, how did you think it was a lie?
Front door to the shop. We got a bunch of decorations up in here, a bunch of trophies. Only one drag racing trophy, but a shit ton of road racing trophies from all over the place, like Weary Nationals and Canadian Nationals and a couple AMA Nationals. We got lots of stuff up in here. Some pretty cool trophies from Arroyo Seco, those wood carvings. That was the #1 plates out at Arroyo. We got a little bit of parts, and this is the desk where Phil writes up work orders and people come by here. And pretty small, but it gets the job done. Then we've got the more fun room, the noisiest place here. We got the dyno, and a bunch of old parts and spare parts, race body work and stuff. We've got a little bit of a chop saw and drill press and bike customization station there. And porting tools over in the corner. That's where we do a lot of the cylinder head work, over in the corner there on that table. There's most of the porting, valve jobs and things like that. Got a lathe in the back there. Pretty decrepit old lathe in the back corner, but also to make wheel spacers. There's some mounting brackets and stuff like that. And then we got the suspension room in the back. And this is actually where we built our super bikes last year. Kind of funny to think that we got on the front row twice, building 2 bikes at this small shop out of this little room. It's something we're pretty proud of. We got a bunch of suspension equipment in here. This is still where we do all the suspension work. We've got Grant will do like fork seals and stuff over in the other shop, but anything serious as far as valving or that kind of stuff we bring in here. We got a couple of just stands to hold on to the forks and shocks when you're working on them. And then, the old spring compressor. We got a spring rate checker, and the vacuum filling machine is really important for like steering dampeners or TTX shocks. And got a shock dyno there so we can check, before and after if you've got a specific problem you're trying to solve with valving. You can have at least a baseline run on the dyno and then make some changes and see what you've got as far as before you go to the track. At least somewhat what to expect. Between the data system on the bike, the Megamax geometry measurement, and some of this stuff, we can really see position and stroke and shaft speed and where our problems are. And we can come in here and spend a few hundred hours trying to figure it out before we get to the next race event. So all these tools are really helpful for that. And then also it helps us do a good job for customers. Like plenty of guys will have shock springs and not know exactly what rate they are, or fork springs and not know what rate they are. So it's good to have some equipment we can go through and test things and find the best spring that we think, or just to find what rate the guy's street bike has in it, so we can give him a good advice on what he needs to get. And then a bunch of BMW parts for our race season this year. Everything that we've got left over from last year.
You got trouble, babe. Well, you got trouble right here with me.
We actually have a program where we'll send you an engine stand and a crate on a pallet. Like, we can ship it out to you if you're not comfortable boxing up your own motor. I mean, like, we have motors from all over the US and Canada come to the shop here. And something like, if you're not comfortable crating up your own engine, we'll ship you a crate and an engine stand, so you can put your engine in the stand, put it in the crate, and ship it to us. Like, we do all that. And same thing with forks and shocks. I mean, we do a lot of suspension work from out of state, from out of town. And that's something that helps us keep racing, like, that's all stuff that we appreciate the business and try and do a really high quality service work. That's something that we stand behind our work and we do a good job. So I think that goes a long ways, especially with the racer crowd, but just with motorcyclists in general. Like, usually motorcycles are kind of your baby, so you want someone who's really going to treat it with respect and take care of it.